Hello, and thank you for listening to this episode of the Get Out There podcast. My name is Billy Newman. I'm here with Robert Biscarret. How you doing, Robert?
Good, Billy. How are you?
I'm doing good, man. We're doing another episode. It's episode 8 today. It's a week after the trip that we did to Heart Mountain and Plush and up to the Rabbit Hills. And I want to talk to you more about
Yeah.
that in a few. And right now our connection's a little weird, but I think it's because we got you on the phone today instead of like the Skype thing. But it's going to be cool. We're going to do a podcast. Put it up tomorrow.
Awesome.
It'll be cool,
Yeah,
man.
I got
So
got a chance to listen to the last one. Thought it came out all right.
I thought it was fun putting one together in the car. I like doing some experimental stuff with the podcasting stuff, and it's kind of fun
Yeah.
to do. Like I like doing like live or not live podcasts, but just like on in the field recordings and stuff when we're doing something together and just getting content and things that are recorded that way. I think that's an interesting way that podcasts are a little bit different than like older radio stuff. And I want to do
Yeah.
a bit more of that with you too, where it's kind of interesting that you can do sort of postmodern things with podcasting now. It's getting a little bit more commonplace instead of like just like radio broadcasts. Like a few of the podcasts we listen to, it's like you never hear that on radio. And even though it's kind of a
Yeah.
person talking a lot of the time, it's a little bit different than that, which I think is kind of fun. Even you and I like kind of talking over like on a phone call and a recording and stuff. I think it's a little bit different. But man, last week
Yeah.
too, it was cool putting that one together in the car, just driving around and
No,
getting
I
45
enjoyed it.
minutes
It's
in.
it's kind of cool because we got like contents coming uh from the place that we're at while we're doing it. It's all fresh. We got new ideas and thoughts and all that time. And then now it's kind of cool because we can kind of go over a lot of that stuff. We've had time to kind of reflect on it and
I
kind
was
of go
thinking
from
about that
there.
too. Yeah, yeah, that's what I wanted to go over. If well, part of it I wanted to go over that camping trip with you. I thought it would be kind of a good way to decompress or debrief a little bit about that second day of stuff that we didn't get to on the last podcast, and then maybe go
Hmm.
over a couple of the points with a little bit more thought than we did before while we were out there. But man, it was a really fun time. I really had a great time getting out to the Heart Mountain area during this time of year. Have you gone out there in March before? Or have you been out to Eastern Oregon like in
Um,
the springtime?
No, I want to say. Well, I've been out in the spring, but never this early in the spring. It's always
See,
been like mid-May or something, or
yeah,
late April, I guess.
late April, mid May was probably the earliest that I've been out there before. And I really
Yeah,
liked it this time of year. I thought it was cool getting to go out. And
I I did too, man. It was like perfect weather. We couldn't have asked for anything better. Um, I think it also could have been the opposite of that fairly easily. I think it
oh man, yeah,
it
it
just as
definitely could
easily
have
could have
twisted.
just been the worst weather. I mean, well, something we didn't even talk about was the last day when we were packing up,
Oh
what
yeah, what if it was just
how
like
the
that
weather
for
was
3 days?
turning.
Oh
Yeah,
man,
that would have been.
that was a pretty
Would have
tough time. It was pretty difficult. That last morning we woke up, and when Marina and I got up, it was turning, and you could kind of see that it was darker and that it was a bit more, it was way cloudy. Like it was the first day that was completely overcast, and you could kind of
uh-huh.
see that there was something moving in and that was kind of turning on you. But it was cool, man. we
Yeah.
uh, we got up early enough to walk around. We took some photos and stuff. That's when you could look out. You could look out to the east and you could still see Heart Mountain. Like the air was still clear. You could see across, and it was just kind of high clouds at that point. But then over to the west, that's where that storm front was moving in from. And like by
Okay.
8:30 or something like that, it was just like spitting a little bit. It was like it did a little bit of a wave of not hail but not snow. It was just like hard
Yeah.
little pellets of snow. I'd not really seen it before. But
Yeah. It wasn't hail though. For everybody listening, just knowing it's called hail.
oh yeah, yeah. It was not that. No, it was
it, it
definitely, it seemed like snow, but it wasn't like a little flake of it. It was just like,
yeah.
yeah, a
It
little frozen bit of snow.
it was. I know. I remember waking up and I was so comfortable, so I laid in bed for a little bit, and then I heard it start hitting the tent, and I was just kind of hoping that it would blow over. So I was like, well, I'll give it 20 minutes. And then it just kept getting worse. And then at that point, I'm thinking, like, I should have got up and just started tearing down my tent when it wasn't really
Oh
bad.
yeah.
And then it just got progressively worse.
That was
Uh,
pretty tough. Yeah, when we were packing up, it was starting to get a little bit worse. Like when we did our walk around camp, we kind of did like one last walk around camp, And while we were
Mhm.
doing that, we like it started snow hailing on us for a few. Like I don't know, just
Yeah.
one of those 6 weather patterns that we wouldn't be used to over here on the coast that we get out there
Mhm.
in the high desert. So we were walking around and we could see that front moving through where really what you're seeing is just the loss of the visibility of the things around you. It's kind of weird how that
Mhm.
is, where you look out and it's cloudy out, but you can see the hills that are 20 miles to the south, right? You can still see them.
Yeah.
Then you look out there a few minutes later and that's just a wall of cloud or fog
Just
or
gray.
weather or something, whatever it is. Yeah, it's just grayed out. And you go,
Mhm.
what's changing? Huh? That was pretty open and clear like a few minutes ago. And so like a couple minutes after that, that sweeps across you, and us like there, like, and it started snowing a bit more. And then just a
Mhm.
minute or two after that, you lost all the visibility of Heart Mountain to the east of you too, and where it started, I assume, raining or snowing over there also, and that whole system just moved over us. But it was kind
Yeah.
of yeah, it was kind of bad weather for a little bit. It was
Well,
fine, it was just
on my drive out, I ended up getting quite a bit of snow. I mean, you guys probably saw it too. I
yeah,
mean, coming off of Heart Mountain and then heading out towards Lakeview. Um,
yeah,
that what is it, 140? That
yeah.
yeah,
It's the
when you're heading
plush
on west on
cutoff
140.
road.
Yeah, the plush cutoff. That was
That was
where.
kind of hairy for a few. I was thinking, man, I'm
Yeah,
yeah. I wonder how far ahead Robert is. 'Cause yeah, it was kind of freaky a couple times, or it was fine. It's just like there's no traffic out there. And maybe I saw
exactly. Yeah.
your tracks in the slush that was there. But yeah, a couple times I was like, oh, man, I wonder like how much worse is this gonna get? I don't want to be out here in this really.
Well, that's what I was worried about too. Was heading out towards Lakeview. I don't know. They've been getting just hammered all night, and then we just started getting this, and then you know. But no, it ended up being pretty good. Once I hit Lakeview, it just kind of cleared up, and I zipped.
Nice, man. That's pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah, it was
So
good stuff.
yeah, I know we hit that a little bit of bad weather for that, but yeah, the breakdown was kind of rough in the snow or in the and just like the hail and stuff. But it was fine. It wasn't like more miserable than most of my days at work are. When
Yeah,
we're
yeah.
outside or something in the winter time, it's been okay. Uh, but yeah, it was cool, man. I'm really glad we did that trip. So I wanted to talk to you a little bit more about what we did for like the rabbit hunt that we did. I thought that
Yeah.
was cool that we went out. We got that one rabbit. We cooked it up. We had a good bit of it. But I wanted to talk to you about a few of the things that you pay attention to beforehand, or what you did in preparation, like for the rabbit hunt.
How do you mean? Like,
Well, let's see. So I guess like the first things that we did, I guess there's some preparation of understanding what the rules are. Like obviously, like getting your hunting license and stuff. So I got my
okay, yeah.
hunting license the day before we went
Hmm.
out to meet you out there in Plush because we had talked about doing a bit of a rabbit hunt. So yeah, I just wanted you to talk about that a little bit.
Oh, okay, yeah. That's funny. You're a licensed hunter now, Bill. How does it feel?
Oh, it feels good. Feels about the same. I mean, yeah, it's fine.
No, yeah, I picked up my hunting license a little while back. I get it every year because we do our deer hunts. But um, yeah, as far as rabbit go, there's open season on them. And if you go to like ODFW, Oregon Department of Fish and Wildlife, um, you can go and pull up any of the regulations on any game or angling, um, and they'll give a really thorough, rules and regs of just like the stipulations. If you're hunting deer, it has to be a spike or better in this unit, or in another unit, it doesn't have to have any visible antler. It can be a doe, or um, for example, when I was looking into the
Yeah.
rabbit hunting across Oregon is open season, no bag limit. And bag limit meaning the amount you can take per day.
Wow.
Um,
Okay.
and it was actually pretty neat. I pulled it up. They had, they showed the different species. Where we were at, we're looking at jackrabbit and cottontail. Um, and then down below, it was actually pretty neat. It gave a little thing on things to look out for as far as diseases go. And then below that, it actually gave an entire like recipe book, which
Oh,
was pretty
cool. Yeah.
cool. Yeah, it gave like seven different recipes to use for your rabbit.
Wow.
But no, so for preparation for that, you know, I just kind of looked into it. I mean, I've hunted rabbits over there before, but never really paid attention to what kind they were. And so just kind of did a little research on where I could find cottontails if we are interested, or jackrabbits. And we hunted jackrabbits. They typically tend to be in the sage and
Right.
the cottontails would be up in that rim rock,
Okay.
um, that type of stuff. But yeah, did that. Got the rifles loaded, everything clean and prepped, and you know,
That's
need
cool, yeah.
knives, need to
So
be sharpened.
yeah, I wanted to ask you about, there was that, like, liver disease that you told me about, or that
Oh
there
yeah,
was, like,
yeah, yeah.
something to look for? I thought that was interesting that so
Yeah.
they, like, mention it. Is that common to Oregon, or is that common to just rabbit in general when you hunt them?
Um, no, so actually, apparently in Oregon, it's pretty uncommon. It's common in rabbit, but in Oregon, it's uncommon, and it's even less common in Oregon winter rabbits. The
Okay,
winter
really?
rabbits seem to not contract diseases as much as the summer. I don't know if
Interesting.
that just has to do with the harshness of the winter kind of stifling bacteria growth or um,
Sure.
stuff like that. But anyway, yeah, it was a tularemia, and that, from what I understand, is white spotting on the liver. So we looked for that when we skinned that rabbit. Well, I don't know if I consciously said it, but I had
I
kind of
remember you
researched that a
mentioned it.
little bit.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
beforehand,
had
you
mentioned
mentioned
it to
that,
you guys beforehand.
yeah,
Um,
I noticed when we were looking for it, and you said it was tularemia?
I believe that's how it's pronounced.
Tularemia, man. Yeah,
It's
I
one of
think
those
you're right.
strange words,
Right, yeah.
but yeah, and apparently, if you find that on the liver, they advise you to discard it. Put the rabbit in a plastic bag. Do not eat it. Wash your hands thoroughly and send it to the ODFW
Oh, really?
um,
Yeah, okay.
department so they can do a study on it.
Yeah, sure, yeah, that
But
makes sense.
yeah, luckily though we didn't have that. Ours was nice and tasty, tularemia free.
Yeah, absolutely. And then so we left the gut pile there, and then you guys went
uh,
you guys came back the next day though to check it out, right? You and Layla?
yeah,
That
so well, I made so when I went out on that hunt while you and Marina were off um, taking some photos and stuff, and I made my way back. And as I was making my way back, I realized that I was like right in the vicinity of where I would have shot that rabbit, or where the rabbit would have been when I shot it, I guess. And then I did, I guess, probably like a 50-yard radius of that area,
yeah,
just checking. And I'm 95% certain I found the area that I shot it,
sure.
but I saw no trace of it. But the coyotes were thick that night,
Yeah, I
and I'm
remember
sure
that the
they cleaned
coyotes
up.
came through town, or came through town. They came through camp and came right up into that area. I heard them, the night before. You heard them that night, like right in camp.
Yeah, yeah, and I'm actually kind of curious if that carcass that we discarded north of us. I wonder if that was gone. We never went to check that.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I wasn't sure if they had gone up there. That's interesting. Yeah, I wasn't sure where the carcass got dropped, but that's
I'm sure
cool.
they did. They were up there the next night. Remember, we had the
Yeah,
coyotes up above us that time.
yeah. I'm sure they were all over that area. That's interesting that they have so much like such a wide range in 24 hours. That they cruise through that area and then backed out to wherever they
Isn't
were.
that isn't that crazy that they cover so much ground, but you never see them in the day?
Yeah,
Right.
super
I
strange,
mean,
yeah. Especially
yeah,
when you hear them and it's like, aren't they just like right over there? Or where
yeah,
are all these dogs? Seems like a lot of dogs just like just floating around
yeah.
out here in the
And
woods.
sagebrush is like knee tall. I don't think it would be hard to see something out there,
Right, yeah. There's
especially a coyote.
I think I had caught sight of a coyote a couple times out in that area, but not too much at all.
I have too, but it's just like for as many as they are, it's like you should see them all over the place.
Oh yeah, you think so? Well, like yeah, when we list when they started riling up, like it sounds like there's 15 of them or 20 of them or maybe I don't know how many, but it
Well,
didn't
there
seem
might
like
be.
yeah. But it just seems like wow, that's like a lot of it's a lot of critters to be roaming around.
critters, critters are thick, thick with critters in them hills. Yeah, no, it was yeah.
Yeah, it
I
was
don't know, man.
interesting.
They're
So,
elusive.
how much would you say that there was even like a pound of meat on that rabbit?
Yeah, I think that would be like a liberal guess. That
Yeah, right.
would be
Kind of,
generous,
kind of right in
very
there.
generous.
And it was
Yeah, there
so
wasn't much.
lean. I was really surprised at how lean that rabbit was.
Yeah, it really was. And for as lean as it was, I mean, because I was looking to trim fat, and I mean, there was nothing.
Right.
Um, but you also saw how thick their pelt was.
Yeah, super
Um,
thick. Yeah.
yeah. So no, I mean, for as lean as that was, I was really surprised by how good the meat was.
Oh yeah, yeah. I was gonna ask what that's normally like. So you would expect it to be a little tougher?
Yeah, I expected it to just be completely, especially, I thought it was going to be like a tough piece of jerky,
Sure. Yeah,
with just like a heavy game flavor. And
that's the best.
but I was surprised. I mean, we just threw it over a campfire, and man, it came out great.
No, it really did come out good. I like the leg. That was good. Or I don't know,
Yeah, the
the
leg was
thigh or
good.
something. Yeah.
Yeah,
That was a good piece of meat, and it tasted fine. Really, I think there was only one part of it that seemed a bit more gamey than I was used to.
yeah, that was exactly just that one piece that kind of we talked about tasted a little like fish, which is odd.
Yeah, weird to taste that in a rabbit that's only been eating sagebrush and dirt out there.
Yeah, well, desert salmon.
But that was cool, man. I had a great time doing that. That was the first kind of hunt that I'd been on, so it was fun to go out there and do it.
Yeah, I wish it would have been more eventful. I mean, it was super great for me, but
It
it
was
was
good.
like,
I had a nice time, man. It was great. It was great getting it in, and but yeah, we got
yeah,
to do
I'm,
something
I'm
like that more often.
yeah, definitely. And there's a ton of opportunities for that stuff. I mean, even like I was talking earlier, if you get on Department of Fish and Wildlife, I mean, they go over all the things that are available to hunt all year long, and then also there's all your drawn hunts where you put in for your tag and you can pull your tag, um,
Oh yeah.
and your over-the-counter tags too. I mean, there's a lot of opportunities for it. And so, if you're interested, man, I'll take you under my wing and get you out there.
No, it'd be really fun. I'd like to do a few more easy ones like that at least. Yeah. Like, I mean,
Yeah,
I don't own a rifle
yeah.
or anything, so
Well,
but I'll have to change
all
it at some
good.
point. But yeah, man, it was great going out with the 22 and cruising around out there in the sagebrush. That was a really good time. I had a blast. Oh
Yeah, that was pretty cool having Marina out behind us and checking stuff out.
yeah, yeah. I want to check out our photos from that still. But that was cool.
I do
That
too.
was a
I'm
really
curious
nice
to see what
evening.
you guys got.
Oh
It's
yeah, I'll
cool.
shoot
Oh,
you a couple that I finished. It was a really good, a productive weekend to do photography out there too. We had all our camera stuff. Rena had her full bag set up, and I had a bunch of lenses in mine. And we used the
yeah.
tripod a couple times. We did some of those star photos.
Did some of those long exposures. Those were cool.
Yeah, I like doing the long exposure stuff. And out there, it's great. Like when we went out and we were looking at the stars for a bit, you just notice like how dark they are, right? Like it's really cool that
Yeah.
mountain air. It seems like I mean, because I guess at our elevation here, it's what, like 300 feet. You guys in Southern Oregon, I mean, out in Wilderville, that's probably closer to 2,000 feet. That's probably why you guys get so much more
Yeah,
snow out there.
we're at like 1400.
14? Nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think like out in Eastern Oregon, we're coming into like 4,500 feet,
Yeah.
which is pretty high. Or I guess it's kind of like the high desert part of it out there.
You're high.
But man, I
Yeah.
love that area. It's really cool. But it seems like when you get up above the atmosphere a little bit, and especially away from a lot of the population, it just is so
Hmm.
much more clear, even on, just a regular night like what we had a few nights ago
Well,
last week when we were there.
yeah, no, and so yeah, everything that you said, and then on top of that, I mean, your closest town. I'm not going to count Plush. That's not. I mean, there's like
Oh,
what
two
40
lights.
people that live there.
Yeah.
But like your next biggest town is Lakeview. And that's like 40 miles away.
Yeah. Lakeview's way
So
out. The what? Winnemucca, deep in Nevada.
yeah, exactly. Or
Yeah.
like Wagon
Burns.
Tire.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
there's
there's
almost nothing out
nothing for
there.
a long ways.
Yeah, it's really interesting out there. Yeah, when you really think about that zone, and like if we kept going further north, out
Hmm.
past the Rabbit Hills, and we like say we went northwest or so, we'd come out to the ridge of Aber Rim out there. It's kind of weird when you put that geography together. Have you driven by
Yeah.
Aber Rim before? Aber
I
Rim is
want to.
huge. Well, or at
I'm
least
sure I have.
it looks like Heart Mountain again. Like it just looks like another giant
Oh,
rim
it's
out
just
there.
north of Heart Mountain, isn't it?
That's Poker Jim Ridge. There's
Oh, that's
so many
right. That's
ridges
right.
out there.
So, I know, right? Poker
So
Jim. I want to know how they got that name.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
Poker Jim.
Old Poker Jim out there, man. He must have been a
Always playing
scoundrel.
his poker.
But Aber Rim is the one over from that. So yeah, if we kept going, even just a relatively short ways, kind of back west from the Rabbit Hills, we'd end up at the ridge of Aber Rim. I guess you could take that road out there, and there's
Hmm.
some kind of undeveloped road that kind of cuts across that part of the land over there. But it's pretty cool. I want to go out there sometime with you. I think it'd be fun.
Yeah, I mean, there's so much to explore out there. I want to really
Oh
go
yeah.
check a lot of that out. And yeah, so many places I want to go.
Yeah, I know a ton of that is pretty undiscovered area out there. That's pretty deep, and it seems like only locals would ever make it out there, and even at that, probably pretty rarely.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, so okay, so hey, I was thinking, this is episode 8.
Right.
Yeah, I think your words were episode 10. We would have a Facebook up.
Yeah, yeah. That'll
Um,
be
so so if we do that, then we can get some of those photos on there, and then for anybody that hasn't been out in that area, it won't seem so foreign. You can actually see what's going on and check it out.
Oh yeah, yeah, that'd be cool. I'll put some stuff up definitely. I'll have some stuff off to
Yeah.
you to throw up too. But yeah, that'd be
Um,
cool. We'll definitely have it up by around episode 10. I'm sure we can put together.
yeah. Well, I built one, but I've been waiting for the big reveal until episode 10. So
Oh, nice, man.
yeah. Look who's doing the Facebook these days.
That's pretty sweet, man. Yeah, yeah. We'll go through some stuff and dude, that's great. Yeah, we'll get it set up and yeah, we'll try and I want to try and focus on people that are interested in this too, or I want to try and like reach out to people that would be into I don't know Oregon outdoor adventure tourism stuff, like what we're talking
Yeah,
about.
yeah,
Yeah, it'd be fun,
yeah.
man.
Exactly.
We'll try and reach out past I don't know our old set of acquaintances. How much do they care? I don't know. But
Yeah, yeah.
it's super fun doing a podcast, and yeah, I think episode 10 it's going to be great to put up a Facebook page and have some stuff that's I don't know, just clearly communicated up there too. I want to well, I'll work a little bit more on the YouTube stuff and I'll try and keep you posted on maybe like once we have the Facebook stuff, we'll make sure we have an Instagram thing too. But I don't know what that'll be. I don't know if I have a ton of content for that yet. Well, I'm sure I do. I have a ton of these old pictures. That'd be awesome, man. We can
Yeah,
put up a
I
ton of
was
that.
gonna say you've got like a decade of
Yeah,
photos.
probably more than most people might. So yeah,
Yeah.
I'm sure we've got some stuff to speak about. But yeah, we'll try and write that up soon. I think that'd be really good to get that populated with some posts and stuff, and yeah, and some podcast episodes or some videos or something like that. I want some videos that you have from that trip too. Maybe they're still on your phone, but
Oh yeah, yeah. I did take a couple.
yeah, we took our iPhones around and we got a good bit of video kind of documenting what we were doing while we were doing that camping trip and while Marina and I were setting
Hmm.
up photographs and stuff and I think even while we were doing a couple hikes and hunts and stuff. So I think that'll be really cool. I want to try and kind of collect a few pieces like that over time and I don't know, put something together later on. But I want to
No,
make
that'd
sure
be great.
I want to archive all of those videos. So yeah, if you shoot anything or whatever, always feel free to send it to me and I'll try and keep it stored. And
Yeah, I'll see if I can't get that sent over to you via email afterwards.
yeah, it should be. You know, you got your iPhone too. Yeah, I think you can message it over to me or something. I know we had some internet problems, so we can.
Yeah, I
Well,
know it was like
no, hi.
one of them was like a 3-minute video. I don't know how much like you can send through a text
You can do it.
or
Well, maybe you can. I think you can do it. I sent a 6-minute one before. I digress though, Robert. The real thing I want to talk to you about, and this is important. Well, not that important really, but I want to talk about ticks. I want to talk about
oh
ticks that are out
yeah.
there in the woods in the sage in the springtime. How was Layla? Did you go over her?
Yeah, she had 2.
Layla the dog, by the way.
Layla the dog at grass and sagebrush level, rubbing her face and whole body through it. Walked away with 2. I
Two,
walked
nice.
away with none.
Nice,
How many
man.
did you guys walk away with?
So I went to Lakeview and I went to that Shell Station bathroom and I took off my layers finally because we hadn't like showered or moved around or anything. I took off my layers, but I was checking my Under Armour one and like I pulled it off and I was looking it over for ticks. And yeah, man, I found one there, just like some gnarly little maroon colored flat tick
Yeah, those are
trying
the
to
ones
work its
that were
way
on
into my
Layla.
layers.
Thank God you had that Under Armour. Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Yeah, man. Well, okay, so I got that
It
one.
truly is armor.
And then I kicked that one out, and then we made the rest of the drive back here to Eugene, and then I found another one that was in like my pants because I had like the same deal. I had like the Under Armour like leggings, like the long johns, you know, and I found one
Hmm.
kind of crawling on that, and then there was another one that was on Marina's stuff. It was
Yeah.
nuts, yeah. So we pulled a few
That's
of those
great.
off. It was like, oh yeah, gross. Yeah, that's what that's
I
what we
don't.
were getting is.
So I don't know what you guys were doing that I wasn't. Like, were you guys rolling around doing little hill tumbles down the hill?
Like, yeah, not at all. That's what I was trying to figure out too, like what we would have been exposed to, but man, I don't think anything that would be really different. I was wondering if they got into stuff or got into our tent or something like that, but I don't think anything like that would be true. I think it was just stuff we brushed up against. It'd probably
You
been
guys just must give off like a scent, like some kind of human tick scent that they love.
oh yeah, that is a thing too, right? Have you been in a group of people and one person gets the mosquito bites?
Oh yeah, yeah.
That's me most
They
of the time.
attribute that to like okay, seriously though, I was reading this. They attribute that to like some like people that are heavier or have more like alcohol in their system or breathe heavier um, and stuff like that. Apparently, that will attract mosquitoes
I get it and I
more.
believe it and I trust you, Robert. But it also still feels like not the truth.
Like they're ganging up on you.
No, it just
Like they
feels
just
like it
like they
feels like
pow out and we're just like, let's go get somebody.
what it feels like is, or just the answer that humans put together of why it is or why it isn't, is
Uh,
it isn't like that's not. I don't think that's the correct thing. You know what I mean? Like you've been out before too, right? And like it's probably not the most like Marina gets way more bites than me of every insect and arachnid, and I won't get into that's gross, man. She gets way more than me. Like eightfold
yeah,
what I do. Not heavy set, not breathing heavy. Like it's just different, right? It's like the flavor, they want it. It's really
I don't
strange.
know, man. I
Yeah.
like are they? There's just got to be something that people like that put off, man.
No, it's
Like,
it's definitely a thing like that of a certain section of people that that are a certain way or have whatever scent or whatever thing that's more appetizing for bugs.
yeah,
Ugh.
like O positive blood radiates out through the skin, and
I had wondered
it's
something like that. Yeah, it was blood type or if it's just like I don't know, like
yeah.
general
I have
scent
no
or something.
idea, and I don't know what it is about all insects, but I mean that was just an article I read pertaining to mosquitoes.
No, I understand.
Um,
I mean, I've heard it
but
too. I understand it, but it just seems, or I don't know. It just seems like one of those things to challenge or to say like, whoa, like is that what it is? Like it doesn't
yeah,
seem to always be that way. It just seems
I
like
don't
one of those
know.
things that people kind of make up and decide. But it's weird though how that
Yeah,
is or how that's been over time. But man, yeah, I get lit up by mosquitoes. Like I guess ticks find their way to us more than the dogs. But man,
man,
that's
I, I
what we
I
deal with.
do yellow jackets, man. I get the hornets and all those.
Oh,
All the
nice. Yeah.
little.
Okay. Well, I won't trade. Really.
Yeah, I
I'll,
mean,
I'll
like
let you.
I
I'll
kind
let
of
you have that.
sometimes wish it was ticks and mosquitoes because when summer rolls around, it's for some reason all the bees just wanna bees and horseflies, man.
Ugh,
I hate horseflies.
horseflies. I've never had an encounter with a horsefly.
I would end horseflies before I ended mosquitoes. If I had the option and I had a magic stick and they were like,
Oh,
you
you're
can get
just
rid of
like
mosquitoes
horseflies are over.
or
Yeah.
horseflies, I would murder the horsefly population and I would
Probably a good
laugh.
idea. Yeah, no, they could be pretty gnarly. I remember there was well, it might have been, let's go with horseflies. They were definitely horseflies in like one of my grandpa's barns out on the side. They just like put in whatever nest. You're going in there in the spring or whatever, you're cleaning something out and whoa, watch out. And you got to bolt out of there and you just see these like 50-cent piece size black bugs just darting around all over in the sky in the area. And then they,
Dude,
I don't know, disperse and hide back up to the
no,
nest soon.
that's enough. Stop talking. I don't want to hear it anymore.
Too many
I hate
bad
them.
experiences, man. It's been okay, so it's been like a decade since another tick got on me. I think I'd only like
Mm-hmm.
had that one other time that I know about. And then it's probably been, I don't know, what, 12, 15 years since the last time I got like a real sting from a bee or a wasp.
Oh,
'Cause, yeah, it's been forever.
man,
Well,
you've been I don't know what you're complaining about then, man. You're great. That's good in Bill's world.
yeah, I got it going easy over here. It's been fine.
um, no, so okay, so did I get you right? Like there was a tick in Marina's neck, not just on it, but in it,
Yeah, it was in it for real. Yeah.
latched onto the jugular.
Yeah, it was feeling out the right spot, but it seemed like it was just above the collar line of a t-shirt or something like that.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, over there. But it seemed like it had pretty recently happened. We've kind of been monitoring it, but it had attached, and we were able to pull it but it wasn't like embedded or anything like that, or like embedded and then engorged. Have you seen that
Oh,
in ticks
okay.
before?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I've
Yeah.
seen that a ton.
Yeah, right? Oh my gosh. Yeah. See, I haven't really seen it too many times, and you probably deal with it with the dogs and stuff out
Yeah.
in the back a little bit more than I do. Um, but yeah, I'd only seen it a few times in the past. I think with the cats, like a couple times they had something like that. But that is a pretty trippy thing when the tick actually starts to latch on and then get engorged. I don't know how long that takes. Maybe a day or two. I'm not sure if it's fast or slow.
Uh, I don't know. I had one really recently. I'm trying to think of when I had one, but it was completely in. I guess it was probably like a year ago or something.
Ugh.
But it was completely in. And then there's like a whole method on taking them out and all that good stuff. Trying to
Ugh.
get the head out
Yeah. Yeah. I know that was a big
because
part of it too.
the head always breaks off, and then you got this embedded tick head.
No good for
You're a
me,
tick
man.
head.
Yeah, this one had like just bit, and so it was all on the outside, and it wasn't engorged or anything. So it was on there, but yeah, definitely like yanked that guy off with some tweezers, and he was flushed out of this world. So he's gone. But yeah, gross. Ugh.
Yeah, no fun, no bueno.
Parasites, arachnids, anything like that, man. Ticks land
Uh,
on both of those. I'm
yeah,
not a big fan
man.
of deer tick.
Nope. Spiders, get me out. Arachnids, negative. I'm pretty cool with anything else.
Yeah, yeah. There's a
But
lot of stuff that's pretty inconsequential, but man, ugh, a lot of that stuff, I hate it. But it wasn't too
yeah.
bad though. At least we missed the big wave of mosquitoes that's probably going to land out there, especially with it being so wet
Oh
this
my
year.
God, with all the water, it's gonna be. You would die. Like you're gonna have to be out there in the summertime with long sleeve shirts, like turtleneck,
Yeah, yeah,
looking like a 1980s college professor, walking around just to stay safe.
yeah. I think dealing with the mosquitoes this year is going to be a lot harder than what maybe we're thinking about right now. We got to get all of our camping trips in before the bloom of mosquito happens. And I don't know what it would be. It's probably going to happen in like a week or two, like 2 weeks into April out there
Oh
in
yeah,
Eastern Oregon, maybe like the beginning of May or something. But I think by then, definitely, like there's going to be whatever ecosystem in place to support those mosquitoes growing. Yikes, man, that's gonna be rough this
yeah.
year. I've been out there in
It
the
is gonna be rough.
summertime, just in July or something, June, July, August, when my dad and I would go out to that area, and oh, the mosquitoes, they go for the top of
Oh
your head, they go for you
man,
anytime you went to the
and
shadows,
they're huge too.
way too big.
They're monsters. They sound like helicopters.
Yeah,
They're just like
oh yeah, you can hear them buzzing.
yeah. No, man. I went out there one time, and I remember that my hands swelled up so bad. I was wearing long sleeve shirts and stuff, and I mean, they were like prehistoric. It looked like that mosquito they pull out of
The
the
agate,
hardened amber in
yeah,
Jurassic
right,
Park,
yeah,
and they
absolutely.
you could clone dinosaurs with these mosquitoes. They're that big.
Yeah, yeah. No, they're enormous mosquitoes. Uh,
Yeah,
so I'm
you
happy
put a
to.
mosquito eater out there, and that thing is gonna die from the mosquitoes. The mosquitoes will eat it.
Yeah, I'm happy we haven't had to deal with it too much. I think even like last year, the year before, we didn't have too many situations where we ran into heavy mosquitoes. But man, that's a big one. I want to keep an eye out for that this year. It sucks when it's a bad mosquito year.
Well, hey, don't get too ahead of your mosquito game because in the end of May we have a trip planned. I don't know if you're going to make it or not, but we do have a trip planned up to the Trinity Alps. Those are some high mountain lakes there.
Oh, cool. Yeah, some Trinity Op stuff.
Yeah,
That'd be cool, man. I think end of May is a good time for that.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I think
So
Trinity Ops
that's the
would be
trip. We've got a
something.
few people going already.
That'd be pretty cool. Was it Tyler's plan, or did Tyler drop the idea?
Um, no, it was my plan.
Oh, nice, man. Yeah.
Because it's my bachelor party.
Oh, that's what you're talking about. Well, now I'm
Yeah,
cued in a little
yeah,
bit more. I know that Tyler had been out to the Trinity Ops a couple times. I know we had talked about it, but yeah, man, I think that's gonna
yeah.
be really cool. I think,
You've done it too, right?
yeah, I did a section of it, and it was tricky at the time. I don't know what it'll be like this year. We might call ahead to find out. But we had some stuff where if you hike up to like where the glacial lakes are, it's like snowed in at that area. Or like
Yeah.
that's what they had mentioned. We went up in 2013 and there was hardly any snow at that time. Or that was one of the
Uh-huh.
drought years in California. So we
Yeah.
benefited where there just was no snowpack up in the
Nice.
mountain area. And I think even at that time, if we tried to hike all the way, we wouldn't have been able to make it in. I think it was like May 13th that we tried to go. So we made it
Uh,
up to the meadow area, which was great. That was really cool. But like, yeah, you couldn't make it all the way up the ridge because like the trail had been washed out, and like it was crazy. Like washed out by I mean like the snow that was there just like slammed all this brush and debris like a glacier almost, man. It just like slammed all this brush and debris up into a spot that just kind of like walled off. I'd not seen anything like it before.
wow.
If, yeah, walled it off like a flood. Like if you go through an area after a flood of the river's gone through and you see all the debris and sticks and stuff caught in the bushes and trees around. It was kind of like that, where you
Debris.
just see like broken, splintered, like I don't know, arm or so sized thickness branches just kind of blown through this whole area and just kind of like this big mash of wall and mess and like thickets of brush and stuff. And yeah, you couldn't get past it. And there was like snow and stuff past it. It was weird. But I do know that yeah, there's probably by the end of May, it would
Mhm.
likely be open through a good section of that. I think probably
Yeah.
like some of the firefighting stuff you did. I think they have like crews that work for the I guess the forest department there that like
Yeah.
walk the
Well,
trail and clear it or like walk a
it's
chainsaw?
typically it's probably like CCC. Um,
Yeah.
and like there's the MCC, the OCC. That's the California Conservation Corps,
Sure.
and they have a lot of those outdoor volunteer. I'm actually part of a Kalmiopsis wilderness group um, that does volunteer work in like the Kalmiopsis. I don't do any volunteer work, but I'm part of the group.
Part of a
but
group.
yeah, so I can put that on my resume. But
Nice,
no,
man.
I definitely support it and stuff. I just
Well, I
like
remember I
it's
think years ago when you and I were doing a hike on the lower road with the rest of the
hmm
group, we were uh
oh yeah, yeah,
yeah, we passed a group that was there camping or like up the road or up the trail a little ways. And they were doing some of
yeah.
that
I
same
remember
stuff.
that.
And it was just a guy walking around with like a Pulaski and like a chainsaw or something.
What does it wow? Yeah, no, exactly. They that's what they do, and then a lot of them they're just kind of looking out for people that are having fires that shouldn't be having fires. But no, and the same thing when I was coming out of the Kings Canyon area, when we hit like the back section of that trail, probably coming in to like 7 miles to being at the trailhead finish, um, we passed probably 10 people. They're just like college students and stuff, and they're just
Yeah.
out there pretty much dressed like they're on a fire crew with Pulaski shovels, rakes, the clouds, all that stuff, and they're just kind of going up the trail and maintaining, putting in
Yeah.
water boards and stuff, or not water bars, water boards. Water boards you clear way down.
Is that what
No,
it's called? A water bar?
water bar where they
Yeah,
dig a little
that little
trench,
ridge and a
put like a
trail that
log in
diagonals off.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then
Sure.
it just diverts the water.
Yeah, yeah, cuts it across instead of running down and eroding the center of the trail.
Correct. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah. Okay.
So
Cool,
yeah,
man. Well,
but
I hope
yeah,
that
there's people out there that do that. So hopefully they'll get on that. I mean, they always do. Keeps people working all the time.
yeah, man, I get it. Yeah, well, by the end of May, we'll definitely be set for that. We'll have it planned out. I'll definitely make it for that. I think it'd be really cool. I want to do a trip out there to the Trinity Ops, especially. That'll be nice.
Yeah.
Beautiful
Yeah.
spot too, man.
Absolutely.
It's really cool. I'm excited to get back there with you.
Man, I've heard nothing but good things about it. I mean, I went climbing out there 3 years, 4 years. Oh my God, we're getting old, man.
Oh yeah,
But
way too
yeah, I went out
fast.
there like 4 years ago, um, and did a climbing trip out there with Amber. We didn't go into like the Alps wilderness or whatever it's called. But we did go into that Trinity area and did some climbing up there, and it was cool. It was cold. It was really
Oh
cold,
yeah, yeah. I
but
bet that it could be.
it was fun.
Man, yes, it's interesting how it works out there, and I kind of want to look over that area a little bit more. But that zone is so dense. That zone east of Redding over to the coast, that redwood curtain area, is such a dense landscape where there's so many ridges.
Yeah,
There's really no wider valley for a really long way. Like until you get out to the Central Valley in California, like in Redding, and then down south through Sacramento. But that coastal
yeah,
area is just so dense of just like ripples of hills of like the Siskiyous and the I think the Klamath and like there's Castle Crags down there.
yeah.
Do you
That's
remember
a cool
that?
place.
Robert. Okay, so last thing, do you remember that? Of course you do, Joel. The fire lookout tower that we drove to. It was in 2013. Okay, let me remind you more. Yeah, in 2013, we went on a trip in the Forerunner. You, me, and Tyler. We went to
Oh
Government
yeah, and
Road
we
near McLeod and Shasta. We went up to the top,
yeah, I
and there
remember
was
that.
this.
And that old guy was giving us water.
Yeah, an old timer Joel gave us like a 2 gallon thing of water to take with us, and he was up there
Yeah,
by
yeah.
himself all summer, like doing fire lookout stuff. But that area looks out to Shasta, which was really cool. But it also looks out past that to the stuff like to Castle Crags and to the Trinity Alps and to like a few of those other mountain range
Hmm.
features that are out there. But it was cool. I remember being up there, and you could be like, "Oh yeah, that's where that is, and that's where that is,
Yeah,
and that's
I
that."
remember doing that. Yeah.
It was kind of cool. I don't know. I just remember that perspective, thinking like, "Whoa, that's I think where we went that one time, a while back." So it was just kind of interesting. But I think it'd be really cool, man. This May would be great to get over there in the Trinity Alps and do some stuff.
Yeah, I would also like to go out and do that kind of Shasta trip again.
Oh
That would be
yeah,
cool. That was a neat area, man. I really enjoyed that trip. We got into some neat stuff out there.
I thought that was cool too. I want to go back out to that Shasta area. I want to
Yeah,
go like yeah into that or just into that same national forest zone. I think it'd be cool to do some more exploration through there. What was it like,
yeah. There's a
Hambone?
ton to explore.
The
Hambone.
non-existent ghost town that used to be on the railroad line. That doesn't
Oh,
exist there anymore. But yeah, it was this town of Hambone that we were gonna try and get to. We took some back roads and dropped in. It was a spot on the map, but when we got there, it was just like a wide spot, and there was like railroad ties just stacked up there. That's what's left of that old ghost town. Yeah,
uh,
nothing much out there. So we got to get back out to Hambone, Robert. Got to
yeah, we
check out
do.
the old zone. Yeah,
No,
I don't
I
know.
remember we found a pretty cool campground there, though. It was like pretty empty, and we camped for that one night.
It was
We were right by
fantastic.
water.
That was a blast, man. Yeah, I took Marina back there, like a year or two later to
Uh-huh.
camp out in that same zone because we had been there the year before. It was cool. It's a great spot.
Nice.
Yeah, and it's just dispersed camping. It's free to pull up to. It was awesome. It was beautiful. Yeah, like a view of Shasta in some parts. That was fun.
Hmm.
I remember, yeah, taking that back road. The next day, we kind of drove that back gravel road out to Highway 97. I think it was 97, or it was kind of where the 97 connected in the town of Shasta back to I-5. But we rolled up there and then
Yeah,
and yeah, cruised up back up to Ashland. But that was a blast, man. I really liked that back road. That was fun.
that was another one of those perfect examples of taking mountain roads, well, the Forest Service roads, logging roads,
Oh yeah, there's a
BLM
couple
roads,
trips
all
like
that stuff.
that I want to do with you. In fact, next episode or one of the future ones, I want to talk about some like truck setup stuff, and I want to talk about
Yeah,
some like I don't know. We won't do a big requirement for a lot of days or something, but let's do like kind of a stretch of miles. I was looking at one through the Fremont Forest. I want to tell you more about that.
yeah,
Maybe
yeah.
we could talk about that on the next episode, but kind of like setting up a truck for like a little overland trip, doing 3 days of kind of camp here, keep driving in the wilderness, then camp here, carry a gas can with you and refill, check out
Yeah,
some different
I
spots.
definitely
Yeah, man. I want to
will.
talk about what that would take. I think it'd be fun. But dude,
Awesome.
thanks for
Yeah,
doing this podcast, man. Thanks for doing it on the phone. I'm sorry that we had some connection trouble. We'll try and sort that out for some future podcasts and stuff. So we have
yeah. I hope it works out on the listeners' end.
yeah, it should be
That
okay.
being you and I.
I'm hoping
But
that the mix comes together. I think it should be okay. I'll try and make
yeah,
sure that I'm not louder than you.
you gonna put on your Dre beats and start mixing tonight.
Oh yeah, man. Be mixing all night.
Nice.
But Robert, thanks a lot. I really appreciated doing that trip out to Plush and doing that hunting trip. Even for rabbit, man, it was cool. But I think it'd be fun. I
Yeah, I
want to
had a
get more
great
into
time
that.
out there.
Yeah, dude, that
Great
area
time,
is
good trip.
great. It's really cool. I know it's such a long trip out there. I mean, by that point, it's like a half hour further to get to Burning Man. It's like
Yeah,
you're
no, it
like
really
you're
is.
already nowhere, like completely nowhere. So Lord knows, yeah. It's kind of crazy how that is. But man, thanks a lot. I really appreciate you doing episode 8 too. Get out there
So
podcast
they,
is coming along. We got to talk about that Facebook page too. We'll
yeah, we do.
get all the
We got to show off your
old
pictures,
podcasts.
man. We got to make it available to the public.
Oh yeah, man. Oh yeah, that's what they've been begging for. Not that I've not been trying to make my photos public for years.
No, this is
Yeah.
this is it, man. This is
This
gonna
is
take it to the next level.
I think it will, Rob. I think it
Yeah.
completely will. But no, it'll be cool. Actually, I'd love to do some write ups and put some collections and stuff together of certain areas that it would show well, man. It'd be great. I think we'd do a ton with it. It'd be a lot of fun.
Uh,
But
Heck
thanks,
yeah.
Robert. I really appreciate you doing episode 8. We're gonna get this one up tonight. We gotta plan out another one. Maybe some truck stuff. We'll talk about that. But Robert, I really
Right on.
appreciate you doing the show.
Hey, thank you, Billy. It's been
Yeah,
fun.
man. I appreciate it. So, on behalf of Robert Biscarret, my name is Billy Newman, and thank you guys very much for listening to episode 8 of the Get Out There podcast.